Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 1st of April, and this should be our last leg of this project getting the boat down to Florida. So we're up at the top of this route in Fernandina Beach, and we're going to just go a little bit off the coast, about 8 miles off the coast, 10 miles max, and we're going to come back in down at Ponce de Leon Inlet at the bottom. And then after a couple hours on the ICW, we'll be in Daytona. So that's the plan for today into tomorrow. This is a 25-hour jaunt, and we're going to go overnight. Before we get going, I just want to make a few remarks about St. Mary Inlet and also where we're headed to the Ponce de Leon Inlet. Okay, so first do St. Mary. The first thing is that St. Mary Inlet is all-weather inlet. So don't worry about coming in bad weather. This is an all-weather port. The way to get in, the way I came in, and the way that was recommended to me, is to head for, as you can see on the far right here, there's a safe water buoy flashing white, and if you're coming in at night, you'll see that first. So I came down towards that flashing white, then saw the second flashing white, which is near the first pair of red and green at the beginning of the channel. And so that was the reason I flared out, was so that I could get the right angle and see that outer buoy first and get myself lined up so that I was able to be in the channel, not coming in at an angle since I was coming in at night. Okay, so that's the run in. You've got these jetties on both sides. Once you get closer, don't hit the jetty. And the one thing to say here is that the border between Georgia and Florida is basically like that channel. So if you come in here, imagine yourself coming in from right to left. If you take that right channel that goes up and to the left, that's going up into Georgia. And if you take the left-hand branch, you're going to enter the Amelia River and you're in Florida. And of course, that's the way I came. The standard procedure for coming in at night, at least for me, is you scope out a place where you can anchor that's going to be doable once you get inside the harbor, and go right for that. Drop the hook and deal with everything in the morning when you've got daylight. And for this run here, this area that I have the cursor hovering over, where you see 21, 23, 24 feet, that's off the channel, to the left of the line of reds, that's where I ended up. So I went in there, dropped the hook, and then after dawn, I rigged the boat for docking, and then moseyed down the river to the marina. So that's the general idea there. The other thing to mention, which I didn't know and found out while I was here, is that there is a massive U.S. Navy submarine base up in Georgia. If you take the Georgia branch and go up there, and these are the big missile boats. These are the guided, or not guided missile, but the ballistic missile submarines that we have, not the attack boats. And I didn't know that this base here is comparable to like Bremerton on the West Coast, I think, and at least the way I heard it. And so you've got these massive submarines that come in and out of this inlet. I have not seen one, and I hope not to see one today as I leave. But just be aware of that there are boomers here. And when I'm told that when they come in and out, of course, they're escorted by 50 escort vessels with machine guns and Coast Guard and Navy boats, as you can imagine. While these $2 or $3 or $4 billion assets are floated out to sea. So that's another thing to mention. So that's the story about Fernandina Beach and the St. Mary Inlet, just to record a few facts that might be useful to somebody who's thinking of doing this. Okay, last comments. This is the Ponce de Leon Inlet where we're gonna come in. You can see the magenta line coming down to the terminating waypoint there by that red, flashing red marker out at the end on the right. I just spoke to one of the captains for Boat US, one of the towboat captains. So I have his local knowledge to impart to the crowd here. So the general idea is we're going to come in, and you can see that once you're in the harbor, you can turn right and go northwest, or you can turn left and go southeast. And we have to backtrack up the ICW for like 13 miles to get to our marina in Daytona, which is north of here. So we would like to be able to make that right turn and head northwest. But we're not going to, because the local report is that there's a lot of shoaling in there, and it's probably not a good idea for us to do that. So what we're going to do instead is turn left. We're going to come all the way down, and let me blow this up a little, to this junction right here. And this is the ICW, this junction. So we're going to turn right onto the ICW and then head north on the ICW. And the input from the captain was that this day beacon 18 here, red 18, we want to favor that side, that there's shoaling where the junction buoy is, the red and green. There's shoaling around there, and that buoy is misplaced right now. And so if we make too sharp of a turn, staying close to that red green, could be problematic. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down as though we're going south on the ICW. We'll actually get into this turning area here, and then we're going to make a sharp, greater than 90-degree turn to the right. And so we'll be as though we're heading up the ICW from the south to the north, and we'll stay favoring the red side here to get past these, to get past red 18 and back on the ICW. So that's the strategy. We'll be entering on a rising tide, which is good. So if we should go aground temporarily on a sandbar, we hope that we can float off easily. And you can see the ICW here continuing north, and just scroll it up a little bit. You can follow kind of the path we have to take. There we go, where the red box is. That's where the marina is. That's about 13 miles from Ponce de Leon Inlet.
You want the bow off, Cap? All right, Cap, fair winds.
Fort Clinch. so I didn't see Fort Clinch on the way in because it was nighttime. On AIS, she's RV NV5. On our way out the inlet to St. Mary's. It's a very narrow channel, actually, and I thought so when I came in at night, but then at night, you know, you just chalk it up there. Everything you think is not big enough at night. We just turned on our first leg and set our course to intersect the TSS and channel into St. John's River. Whale reaching. Looks like fog. It's really closed in. Visibility's cut. The fog mist has gotten worse. Making our way through this fog mist. Doesn't seem to be getting any less dense. We're probably a little over an hour away from the beginning of the TSS out in front of St. John's River. So I hope all this clears up by then. The whole point was to get across that during daylight hours. And the fog has cleared. We've got pretty much unlimited visibility to the horizon now. Not sure if I mentioned it, but all this talk about St. John's River, what I'm talking about is the Port of Jacksonville. St. John's River is the inlet and river that goes into the city, but Jacksonville is the port city, and there's a huge naval base there and massive commercial shipping, and so it's a very busy, probably the busiest port, I think, probably in north east Florida. last part of the traffic separation schemes around Jacksonville. Looks like we may have some squall action up ahead at some point tonight. Started raining. I can hear thunder in the distance. About 2 hours out from Ponce de Leon Inlet. Sea's flat, wind is moderate. So we should be in the inlet and on the ICW headed north later this morning. Okay, we're about 1 hour out. Boat's rigged for docking and for doing the ICW, and we should be good to go here. Looks like we're about 1 hour ahead of schedule. A little too far to video, but the entire coast is filled with high-rise condos, apartment buildings. Outer sea buoy in sight. Inside the inlet, and we're headed down now to the junction with the ICW. We started out in March up at Atlantic Yacht Basin. It was in the 30s at night. It's going to be in the 80s today. So I'm wearing a summer kit. am I going to make a right into the slip or a left?
You'll be making a right into slip number 12 on IDOT.
Okay, I think I see it. So that's it. We landed. So join us next time while we figure out what to do next.